After the second biggest dump of 2021, with Bitcoin plummeting 40% from all-time highs at 69K, and dumping all the way down to 42,000 US dollars. We will find out if it always is truly the dumpiest before the pumpiest. I'm your host, Jimmy Job Application. So was that enough to reset? Was that the dump that we've been waiting for? That is the primary topic of today. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe. Jimmy's absolutely time sensitive alerts as well. Make sure to leave your comment and subscribe to enter. We have 5 days and 23 hours left till Ledger or equivalent in BTC. And as well, check out the deals, bonuses, and my real Twitter and Instagram links below. And without any further ado, let's dump on it. Unbelievable. So we have a lot to be discussing today. And if you lost money in the last 24 hours, whether it be with a trade or just your portfolio going down in value, welcome to the club. I did as well. I don't know if there's a single person in crypto that's long-term invested that didn't get absolutely smashed and clobbered from this dump. However, before we go any further, I just want to talk about one thing from yesterday's video. Most of yesterday's video was actually about Polygon and Matic, but I said one thing about Bitcoin price, and I'll play that clip here. Coming down to this level, I think we would probably balance out there over a few days or one day, but coming all the way down to maybe 46 or 47K is not out of the question as well. So just because I say, retesting this 21 week right about 51, that doesn't mean we can wick down. I mean, that's always in play. So not only did we go down to 46 or 47, but we actually went below that. So, these moves are exactly what people expect. Like, this is exactly what most people were expecting in terms of a shakeout. But as always, it usually goes lower than a lot of people think, right? The one thing that people get right is that, we need a big shakeout. But the thing that most everyone usually gets wrong is that it tends to go a little bit lower than people expect, just like the pumps go a little bit higher than people expect, right? This pump was exaggerated here for about 6 months because of trading and the current market environment, and we're getting bigger dumps as well. But the biggest dump we've seen so far was this shakeout. We topped out around 64, 65K, and we got cut in half basically, down to under 30K, and that was about a 55% drawdown. Then the next dump we had was from about 53 all the way down to 39, so that was only a 25% drop. But this one so far is actually about 40%. So from 69K, nice, down to about 42K. That's about a 40% drop. Currently we're about like 30% from all-time highs. But the big question now, was this the shakeout we needed to reset the market? That's the big question. And before we go any further, even if it is, that does not mean we're going to be going up by tomorrow. Okay. After these shakeouts, what do you see happen every time? Unfortunately, myself and some of you may not like this, but after these big shakeouts, what do you see? Okay. Usually we don't go up the day after. It does take a little bit of time to recover. It takes time to rebound. Ideally, over the next few days, we do want to see a pretty strong move, at least to the upside, at the very least to retest the 21 week at about 50K. So claiming 50K within a few days is very important, obviously, but we're not going to be at new all-time highs by next week. But the biggest question, and the thing I think is the most exciting or the most interesting about all of this is, at this point, the market structure does not look like it's going to obey the stock to flow. It does not look like we're going to be topping out at the end of this year. And it looks as though the trajectory for this cycle is vastly different from the past, which at the end of the day makes sense, right? At some point, the cycle is going to get broken. Is it going to be this one? Whether if we dump here and enter a bear market, or if we just keep pumping and enter a very strong, 6-digit plus bull market over the next 6 months, right? A longer period of time, either one of those things, both of them would be cycle breaking, right? Both of them would be vastly different than the previous cycles. But like I'm sure there hasn't been that many cycles to begin with. So it's not like we have a ton of data. Everyone's been building models off those previous cycles. But again, we only have like 2. So it's not really, there's not that much to really draw on. But yeah, if we take a look here, we got rejected at that 21 day, and that did truly spell massive dumpiness. And look at this dumpy candle. Very good. That's one thing we want to look for at a bottom. Also, one thing we absolutely look for in bottoms is seeing massive wicks, and then again, nice bounces. And so far, there's a decent bounce. But again, guys, this is going to take some time to play out. We're not most likely going to just bounce straight up from here. It's going to take some time. Unfortunately, the sideways that people don't really like, but this shakeout was going to happen eventually. And again, it went a little bit lower than I personally thought it would, but it's still the same concept. We still got the shakeout. That's really the more important part here. But yeah, if we take a look at all of these charts, my goodness, it just looks like a very big dumpiness. Again, what we want to see is getting back above the 21 week, very similar to like back here just a couple of months ago. We just want to see this bounce over the next few days. Other than that, this current structure is not bad as long as we actually get a bounce. And that's the key thing here. And I cannot even remember a single time when we've gotten a massive dump that we have not gotten a pump. So if we don't get a massive bounce here, that would be very unusual. If we don't, over the next week, if we don't see at least somewhat of a decent rebound here, that would be extremely unusual. And then that would be something to worry about. But at this point, I'm not worried about it just because, when the market moves like this, typically there is a strong reaction. But yeah, if you're sitting and watching the charts every 5 minutes and staring at a 5-minute or 1-minute candle, it's going to seem like an eternity. So don't do that because it'll make it seem like it will never come, right? But as well, altcoins got a little smashed as well. Nothing horrible. Ethereum actually hit a new high in terms of its Bitcoin pairing, right? So that's interesting. Ethereum hit a new high, the highest in the last like 3 years. 3.5 years against Bitcoin's pair. But yeah, other than that, very big dump. That's what we were waiting for. Absolutely. These are the type of moves that only happen maybe 1, 2, 3 times per year. They're very rare. We get dumps and pumps all the time, but big swings like this, these moves really do not happen that often. And again, many more times than not, they do signal bottoms and reversals. So again, we just have to wait and see, but we saw comments of people just being overly bullish. And again, before we need to reverse, we need to see people lose hope. And again, this is a very good candle to cause that. This is a very good candle to cause people to panic. And the psychology of the market demands that before we head higher. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe to miss absolute 10 cents alerts as well. If you're interested in bonuses or deals, make sure to check out the comment below. And as well, just make sure to leave your comment. It is for subscribers, and follow my real Twitter and real Instagram linked below. Without any further ado,